How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the LAIR. And today we're going to be playing some historic best of one. I call this one Wildgrowth Trailblazer. This is TEMUR Elementals, but let's get into the list here. We're skipping the 1-drops and onto the 2-drop. I have one copy of Gaea's Blessing. It's a sorcery. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library and draw a card. And then when Gaea's Blessing is put into your graveyard from your library, shuffle your graveyard into your library. I have a full play set of Wildgrowth Walker. He's a 1/3, and whenever a creature you control explores, put a +1/+1 counter on Wildgrowth Walker, and you gain 3 life. We have full play set of Creeping Trailblazer. He's a 2/2. It says other elementals you control get +1/+0, and then we can activate his ability later on, and he gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each elemental you control. Onto the 3-drops, we have the full play set of Chandra, Acolyte of Flame. She comes in at 4 loyalty. Her first ability says, put a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker you control. Her second ability says, create 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. And then her -2, we're not going to be using that, so we'll just skip that. We have the full play set of Overgrowth Elemental. He's a 3/2. Whenever Overgrowth Elemental enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on another target elemental you control. And whenever another creature you control dies, you gain 1 life, and if that creature was an elemental, you put a +1/+1 counter on Overgrowth Elemental. Full playset of Risen Reef. He's a 1/1, and whenever Risen Reef or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't put that card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. Onto the 4-drops, we have 3 copies of Rekindling Phoenix. It's a 4/3 with flying, and when Rekindling Phoenix dies, create a 0/1 red elemental creature token with, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this creature and return target card named Rekindling Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until the end of turn. Earning the full play set of Path of Discovery. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. And then finally, the full play set of Omnath, Locus of the Roil. He's a 3/3. When Omnath, Locus of the Roil enters the battlefield, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of elementals you control. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target elemental you control. If you control 8 or more lands, you draw a card. Onto the 5-drops, or if we're going to be mutating, he's 6. He's a Illuna, Apex of Wishes, 2 copies, 6/6 flying trample. We can activate the mutate ability, and whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield or into your hand. And then at the top end, we have 2 copies of Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. He comes in at 7. He comes in at 7 loyalty. His +2 says Ugin, the Spirit Dragon, deals 3 damage to any target. His -X says exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less. That's 1 or more colors. And then his -10 is you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So the basis of this is a TEMUR Elemental build. Wildgrowth Walker can get out of control and also gain us life if we have a Path of Discovery. When Path of Discovery gets put into play, everything that hits the battlefield, including the tokens from Chandra and also the token from the Phoenix when he dies, they all trigger. And if we have an Overgrowth Elemental as well, it can get pretty nutty because these creatures explore. If we have the Wild Growth, we're gaining life. We're gaining life through the Overgrowth Elemental as well. And then you also can put 1/1 counters on them from the creatures dying from Chandra, the other elementals. Risen Reef is just a busted card in general. Creeping Trailblazer helps us push damage. Gaea's Blessing is in there, works very well with the Explore mechanic. So for instance, if we have a Path of Discovery and we're exploring through our deck, whatever, and Gaea's Blessing's on top, if we have, a couple cards in our graveyard, we can put it into our graveyard and then shuffle our library into our shuffle our graveyard into our library. So this kind of helps against mill as well. There seems to be quite a bit of mill decks running around as of late. Omnath obviously works in the elemental shell to help us, you know, spot remove, and then he can also be, he can also put 1/1 counters on creatures as well, and eventually also draw us cards. And since we're going to be hopefully ramping fairly quickly with this, that's why I included the 2 copies of Ugin. And then also Ghidorah can help us cheat other permanents into play as well. Also, with my past decks where I relied on the exploration mechanic, you know, you don't usually have really good flyers. So we can use our extremely large Wildgrowth Walker or Overgrowth Elemental, and then we can mutate onto them and give them flying and trample. And if they're smaller, obviously we can give them the 6/6, but if they're bigger, then obviously we put them on top. But yeah, so that's the deck. Let's talk about the mana base. I have 1 island, 3 mountains, 4 Rootbound Crags, 4 Stomping Grounds, 4 Breeding Pools, 4 Hinterland Harbors, and 4 Ketria Triomes. So let's go ahead and hop into some games. Let's see how we do. As always, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. It's free to you and helps us out so much. Feel free to drop me a comment, talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read this comments daily. Also, if you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. DREMORIAN'S LAIR, you'll have to search for it on YouTube. And you can watch me stream on Twitch at lowercase I DREMORIAN, DREMORIAN. And thank you guys so much for watching. Let's hop into some games, see what we can do here. What rank am I in? I'm still in platinum. Don't know if I want to mess that up, so we'll go into the regular play. Alright, so we got a 3-lander here. We have all of our colors available. We have a Wildgrowth Walker, Trailblazer, Overgrown. Seems good to me. We'll keep it. Start off with the Ketria. Fabled Passage. Swamp. Okay. Let's get the Rootbound Crag down. Start off with the Trailblazer. Okay. So, shock in here. Let's do Overgrowth Elemental. Gilded Goose, huh? Don't know if that's going to stop you. I've got 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4. So I can't play both. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is game, right? Got him. Apparently he was playing Shrines. I just wanted that archetype to work so bad, but I don't know. Every time I play it, I don't do very well. Maybe there's a build out there that can, but... Alright, so we take down the first one. Okay, so we have a 2-lander here, which we're only running 24 lands. I'd like to see at least a blue source. This is a little bit better. We have a Risen Reef, we have a Wildgrowth. So let's keep this. Let's drop. What's more valuable here? I think let's just drop the Chandra. Start off with the breeding pool tapped. Scorch Spitter. Okay. So I think here we're gonna play out the Creeping Trailblazer first to get some removal out of his hand. Opponent's on Gruul as of right now. I thought this was a mono red deck. Alright. So let's Overgrowth first. On him. Let's go in. Next turn we'll Risen Reef. Takes it. So TEMUR. Oh look, he's elementals too. Awesome. Okay. Let's play our own Risen Reef here. Absolutely. And just go face. Takes it. Do we play out Path of Discovery? I think we do. We have Blade. Okay. I mean, I'm still coming in, man. Okay. Now he's attacking. I'm good, I think. So let's play... Do we play Path, or do we just keep going face here? Yeah, let's play Path. Yeah, I mean, I think we have to keep pushing. I mean, you gotta block, dude. There you go. We'll take that trade. Oh, this is a difficult decision here. All right, yeah, definitely Risen Reef first. For sure. Better take out that Risen Reef. Nice. Chandra's Spitfire was definitely one I was thinking about including in this deck. So what do we do here? Let's do Wildgrowth. Long hair, don't care. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Do I cycle here? Cycle. No, let's just play it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack in first, and then I'll use Gaea's Blessing. Why isn't this... Let's wait and see what he picks off. If he picks off my Wildgrowth, then I'll definitely be bringing that back with Gaea's Blessing. There's a Cavalcade. Oh, interesting. Double Cavalcade. Nice. And, oh. So this is a Cavalcade deck? Okay. Fortunately, we weren't able to outscale the, or I should say outpace the Cavalcade. Oh well, I cry every time. Okay, hop into another one. Elder Gargaroth or whatever. I still have not opened one of those yet, but it seems like a really fun card. Alright, so we have a nice 3-lander here. I'm not digging the double tap land, but we do have all of our colors. We have a Wildgrowth Walker, we have a Risen Reef, we have a Path of Discovery, Ugin. We're going to keep this. Lead off with a Ketria. Alright, so we're back. I don't know if I want to play a creature and then not. So I'd rather just play the Ketria. Okay. So let's get the Risen Reef online. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yes, please. Sultai. Myers Grasp. Okay. Let's get this going. Could be running counter spells. Sultai. It does have creatures. So let's do this. Library. No. Let's play out a Risen Reef. Okay. Okay. Don't know if I want to risk the other Wildgrowth just yet. Because I'm more than certain we could see a board wipe here, especially if he's playing a Midnight Reaper. Yeah, I'm not too sure what we're playing against here. If this is a control deck, or surely it is. I mean, he's got 4 land untapped. Well. Seriously. Wow. Sorry, guys. Alright. So let's play out another Wildgrowth since the opponent doesn't seem to be doing anything. Wow. I'll be right back while our opponent's stalling. Yes. Yes. Just you. Apparently Bert is in La La Land here. Although the opponent does have 4 land open, could see an extinction event. Or opponent could just not do anything. Well, I mean, he's got 7 cards in his hand. 4 land untapped. You can't do anything. You can't play a creature. You can't kill any of my creatures. Wow. Alright. I mean, hey, I'll take it. Dirk Nurkin. So we got a 3-lander here, but we have no blue source. And a Gaia's Blessing. I don't know about this one. I'm gonna mulligan this. This is much better. I guess we drop 1 Ketria. Because we don't need double blue, just double red. Yeah. So we'll keep this. We will drop 1 Ketria. We will lead with 1 Ketria. Ooh, looks like old school mono red here. So I'm not really interested in shocking. So what we'll do is we'll just play Creeping Trailblazer. Once again, just trying to get some removal out of his hand. But we got this Path of Discovery, so opponent's gonna have to kill us quick. Alright. So still no 3-drop, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the Stomping Ground. And there's no sense in attacking because electrostatic field. But next turn we'll play Path of Discovery. Well, this could be a Phoenix deck. Possibly. Disperse. you're gonna target an online permanent. Okay, well, let's try that again. Two Phoenix, I really like that. Opponent could be playing Counterspell. No. What is this? Like a, is that hybrid? Alrighty then. Let's do Risen Reef. Score. Take action. Library. Okay. Really would like to see a Wildgrowth Walker here. 2, 4, 6. Very interesting deck. So very low end. With just a bunch of bounce and cheap removal. 2, 4, 6, 4, and time you cast sorcery spell, so yeah, we're dead. Alright. Cry every time. Cry every time. We do have a substantial amount of life gain in this deck between Wildgrowth Walker with the exploration mechanic, as well as Overgrowth Elemental, especially with Rekindling Phoenix and Chandra. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Nice. Terror of the Peaks, man. Fucking nasty ass card. Still haven't opened one of those either. Resist we much. The Domri. Alright. So we got a nice 3-lander here. We got a Wildgrowth Walker. We got an Omnath. I'd like to see some more in-betweens, but I think we'll keep this. Let's go ahead and lead off with the Breeding Pool. Or, yeah, just lead off with the Breeding Pool. Opponent's on a Godless Shrine. Okay, Orzhov. Ooh. Nyx Fleece Ram. Let's see here. Let's do Rootbound. Let's do Wildgrowth. Some tricky artwork, huh? What's up with the Myers Grasps? Oh, this could be an enchantment. Black and white enchantments. Yeah. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and play out our Stomping Ground tapped. What does this do? Chapter one must reach shrine. Well, he appears to only be black and white. Okay. So yeah, this is black and white enchantments. Okay. Alright, so let's play. Do we play Wildgrowth? No, we already did one of those. Let's play an Omnath. I'll do 1 damage to you. Yeah. Alright, so got another. Let's do Island. And let's can't mutate yet. Let's do Wildgrowth Walker. Let's go in. Gotta start putting some pressure here. I wonder if our opponent's running board wipes here, because he's Griffin Airy, really. And a Dawn of Hope. Weird. Real weird. Okay. Let's put one on Wildgrowth here. Let's mutate onto you. We'll put Ghidorah or Illuna on top. Take action, sure. That's great. Okay, block this. No Myers Grasp. Did he just draw 2 cards? Oh, I see, because of Dawn of Hope. Got it. What did he just tapped off the... Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's play this Chandra here. Just go with everything. Highest coastal on the next piece round. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no sense shocking here. We will do this. Okay, and we'll do this.
Don't worry, I got something.
Let's see a land on top. God, I really don't get a land. Really don't.
Keep it up and you'll pay. I'm burned out.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in first with our 2 creatures. Then we're gonna play Ugin. And so what is the highest seed? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Don't quit. The fuck do you think this was, man? Excellent. Excellent. Oh. Right on time. Got ourselves a Theros pack. I'm pretty sure we're just going to be getting some gems here. But let's open it and see what we get. Yep, some gems, but hey, I'll take it. Alright guys, that's all I've got for you today. As I said earlier, if you're new to the channel, you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. It's free to you, it helps us out so much. Also, drop me a comment, talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read the comments daily, and if you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. You can search me up on YouTube, DREMORIAN'S LAIR, and then you can also